Welcome at my podcast, Digital University. Today I would like to talk about the hot subject. Last 3 months, a lot of people are testing application of Chat GPT, and there are several issues and discussion also connected to the academic environment, and I would like to enter also in this kind of the discussion and talk about the several applications. I don't want to talk about any technical or organizational issues here. We will leave also philosophical subject like a way of understanding of the activity of the artificial intelligence, Turing test or John Searle Chinese room argument. Today we will only try to think about the AI assistance in academic writing. And talking about these issues, we should begin with an ethical issue. We should begin with talking about some kind of the guidelines, good practices that we could discuss and then promote as scientists, as academicians, how to do a good job, how to be transparent, how to create high quality content with an assistance of Chat GPT and without the problems of the authorship, plagiarism, and this kind of the problems of cheating in science. So to discuss that, maybe it's worth to begin with strategies for ensuring ethical use of large language model, because it's not only a question about this product, but several of them, and the wave is growing. Yes, we are in the process of competitive development of AI. Definitely, it looks like year 2023 belongs to generative AI. So first of all, we should discuss and establish clear ethical guidelines which are not present yet. The kind of the attitude is we can observe the very different attitudes toward the AI generated content. From one side, we have kind of the orthodoxy that we cannot use this tool, that any kind of the content created by AI is excluded. From the other side, we have the kind of the very open acceptance to the content created. However, it must be mentioned that anytime when we are creating the content by AI, we are taking responsibility for that. The transparency need is also that anyone can identify what kind of the part of the content is co-created by Chat GPT. So this is the area of the wide discussion. However, my opinion is that we cannot totally avoid this tool. We are on the beginning of the development of such a large language models, and in several dozens of years, probably it will be the dominant way of doing scientific work, just co-creation and cooperation in between of humans and artificial intelligence. So guidelines and kind of the ethical code and good practices, this is a crucial moment to do that. So we should provide training and education. We should use multiple sources of information, conduct peer review, maintain transparency, and according these general rules, maybe some practices should be developed to avoid plagiarism and ensuring academic integrity. Like, for example, paraphrase and summarize information, properly cite and give always reference sources. And it is our responsibility as authors to check the reference sources. Use plagiarism detection tools, follow the ethical guides. So to summarize ethical issues, we need to work on manuals of scientific writing with large language models. We need the guidelines and best practices for academic integrity and transparency. Now I would like to talk about the possible creation of the academic writing content with an assistance of Chat GPT. And for today's example, I would like to talk about the kind of the draft, kind of the project of a book. And let's presume that we are interested in area of the leadership, and we would like to write something quite general about the leadership. So we may ask the question to Chat GPT, for example, new problems of leadership, book title. And let's check what he will generate for us. Leading in remote work environment, navigating diversity and inclusion, managing through crisis, balancing short-term and long-term goals, and so on and so on. Several issues that are just food for thought for us. But we may use it as a generating of idea, or of course we can go into a bit different directions. For example, if we have the more general idea about the writing about the leadership, we can propose the different title and ask ChatGPT to write the structure of the book. Structure of the book. Leadership mindset from charismatic hero to stewardship. And let's see that. Yes, he is making a proposal of several chapters here, taking it from the wide database information in internet about the leadership. Okay, we have some kind of the structure. Let's treat it like a first version for the draft. Maybe we should put it somewhere. We have it in frames. We have it in red, so we know that this is done by Chat GPT. And actually, we can think how to improve this first proposal. For example, we can say there is a lack of some kind of the important theories when we are observing such a evolution. So let's propose add the chapter about substitutes of leadership. And let's look what he will do about that. He's writing again. So let's see in which moment, in which part of the book he will introduce the new chapter. At the end. Okay. Okay, and probably we should work of such a several iterations of the book with every chapter of that, which I in some way prepared before, just to show you how it can work. So let's look at the possibilities here. Okay, we have the version of the book. Okay. And we can enter the proposal of, let's say, more or less final proposal of the structure to chat, correct, and review the book structure, and we will see what chat will give us as a feedback. Okay, so nothing very creative here, but there are some remarks to make more readable, to make it a bit better ordered, yeah, in several part of that. Okay, so we have, let's say, some kind of the final project. We can take it as a next version. Okay, and try to work on this part. So let's take the first one, defining leader. Yes, we can put just here and write down what we expect, right? Subchapter, defining a leader. What is very important for us? Give references in text and at the and we expect that he will use multiple sources, so we can give him or her, let's say, some kind of the information what we expect. Minimum 30 references. And let's see what's going on. He is writing about the reader definition. Okay, so we have the text that was generated by Chat GPT. We can be, let's say, more or less satisfied about the quality of the text. Of course, we cannot see the newest position because it has no access to year 21 and 22, and this is the lack of such an information. We must also know that such a fully generated text can be, of course, detected as text created by AI, and the information that it's done with an assistance of AI should be put it in our writing. If we take this kind of the text, we can observe, okay, maybe the subchapter should be longer, and maybe it should have, let's say, more references. So we are asking him to do that. Add 400 words, the newest definitions, more definitions, mm, 10 more references. Sometimes it stops, and we can just ask. References are not finished. As you see, this is not always easy to communicate. He is just adding the supplement references that are not put it in the text, and then not finish the references at the end of these texts, right? So we must take into account such a possible errors that is doing also. We can try make a comparison. Can you compare different definitions? And here we must be careful, because when we are putting the question for the same part of the text, he is in some kind of the different words usually repeating with the use of same or very similar references. So it's important to check correct if it's done in a proper way. actually, from my tests, Chat is better in making kind of the more general texts. This is not a tool for a specialized academic writing. So when there is limited access to the papers and to the information, he's just using very limited amount of the data here, right? So in this way we can generate a part of the text and treat it like some kind of the batch text to make or to work on that for different purposes. As you see here, we can use this part of text, but also kind of the comparison that he gives us as a proposal here, right? Okay, so going chapter or subchapter by subchapter, we can create text and make a qualitative analysis with the use of let's say tools like Google Scholar to add the concepts and to develop that, and maybe it's just an example, so maybe I can try to generate kind of the summary from such information, like let's try to write a conclusion for the book. Good. Okay. So as we can see here, it's let's say very general, not so much build on novelty or a creative one. It's our human task to make it creative, at least at this stage. But let's say we can use it as a kind of the help in the process of creation on different levels. So we can try to create a title that will be a creative one. We can try to ask about the possible structure. We can generate proposals of the content. We can assess the final content that we correct and put our changes to that. And the crucial issues at the end is what I began with. I mean, we should be very careful with the transparency, plagiarism issues, and make it very visible where we are using the assistance of the large language models. Thank you very much.